Every year, there are more than 65,000 farm workers in Georgia doing the grueling work that fuels our billion-dollar fruit and vegetable industry and puts food like tomatoes, peppers, and corn on our dinner tables. This work puts them at an increased risk of injury or illness, and yet they often lack access to basic medical care.
The Emory Farmworker Project removes barriers to health care for Georgia's farm workers by bringing free pop-up clinics to the fields where they work and where they live. For 2.5 weeks every year, 250 clinical students, clinicians, interpreters, and other volunteers provide free care and medication to farm workers and their families. The Emory Farmworker Project started in 1996, and over the past 28 years, we have cared for more than 35,000 patients in the fields where they pick our fresh fruits and vegetables.
When my parents, like many of the farm workers and immigrants that you may have cared for, when they left Mexico and crossed the border to come to the United States in search of a better life, et cetera, in the late 1980s, their health, or at least any non-acute health problems, was the least of their concerns. They were trying to survive and to make enough money to put food on their table. Because they had little education, they spoke no English, and essentially had no social cultural capital. They had very few options for which to make a living. So they eventually ended up becoming farm workers and started putting food on other people's tables. Because of their low pay, limited transportation, geographical, and language barriers, my folks had very, very limited access to routine medical and dental care. But then, along comes the Emory Farmworker Project in 1996, or the South Georgia Farmworker Health Project, as it was known back then. And honestly, what a difference it has made in the health and lives of my folks and the thousands of farm workers it has served since then. As I've told various individuals, and it's easy for anyone to see, this moment right here, delivering the commencement address to Emory physician assistants, this moment will likely be the most meaningful full circle opportunity that I'll ever have. From being a patient of the Emory Farmworker Project, to being the son of its beneficiaries, to being a volunteer over the years of the project, to now speaking about the project, what a privilege this really is.
In addition to our clinical volunteers and interpreters, we bring tests, medications, braces, hygiene supplies, sunglasses, shoes, and clothing. The Emory Farmworker Project is made possible by donations and fundraising efforts. Help us thank farm workers for their work and provide them the care they deserve. Vote for Emory Farmworker Project when you watch the Project for Awesome livestream February 16th through 18th.